This is your 2019 Volvo V60 top trim T6 inscription. Let's go Perks, Quirks, Irks. Right off the bat, a quirky thing here. Little part of the headlight housing is just pushed out a little bit. So you get the Thor's hammer, daylight, running light, also your turn signal, but it has that little part there, very kind of quirky. You can tell from here, it's a concave grille as opposed to being flat or being rounded out. That is a very cool, quirky feature. I like that Volvo paid attention to that. With the T6 inscription as opposed to the Momentum, you got a bunch of chrome on the outside. So there's one there. You can tell around the windows there's some chrome there as well. Kind of a quirky thing for me. I'm personally not a big fan of chrome on the outside of cars, but hey, that's again, that's just me. Front end design, typical Volvo design language, looks absolutely beautiful. Really like it. Looks very sharp, looks very modern, and in typical Volvo fashion, very minimalistic. It's a long roof, so I know I love station wagons. They're a great alternative to an SUV. I just really like the way it looks, and it's very elegant. 18-inch wheels. If you pay another $1,000, you grab some 19-inch wheels as far as the paid option goes. Let's go around the rear. Nice, clean, simple. Twin tailpipes, looks very sharp. Let's open up the trunk. So 529 liters, I believe. You got a ski pass-through right in the middle. And a cool, quirky part about the rear privacy cover, 2 different settings. Can we do this with one hand? One hand, there we go. So that's your standard setting, so it goes just straight out. There's a rail that goes up here, and what that does, come on, one hand, there we go. It raises it up. Now, the reason I don't like this is because when the hatch is closed, you have that much visibility out of the rear. But if you have something you don't want people to see, then put it up like that, and let's just retract it all the way. So that's what we're looking at. Again, 529 liters, put the seats down, you get 800 and, I think it's 898, so almost 900. Let's close her up. So that'll wrap up the outside as far as Quirks, Perks, and Irks go. Nice, elegant looking vehicle. Like I said, I really like it. I don't care for the chrome, but if you do, then jump on the inscription. Another kind of quirky thing, I like that Volvo isn't in your face about this stuff. So there's a tiny little inscription, like some dirt off there, inscription badging right there as opposed to it being like all over there, and it's a T6, so you get the bigger engine. And we'll get into horsepower and engine figures in a little bit. Really big perk here for me, kind of a quirk, but more of a perk, are the wiper blades, because driver's side blade angled a little bit, mostly straight, passenger side wiper blade angled a lot more. This part's blacked out, and I was wondering why, but then I took a quick look over a few inches to my right, and the triangle that's created by the gap in the wiper blades stops at the top of the black, so you don't get that annoying triangle right at the bottom of the windshield, which is kind of where you look sometimes if you're looking to make a right turn or just skating through the windshield. So again, very smart. Volvo has eliminated that little triangle through a very clever piece of design work, and I really like it. Hats off to them. Definite perk. Back with an inside look, 2019 Volvo V60. Let's go in the rear. Center console is out. Get your cup holders, collapsible storage there, private storage there, and up it goes. Seats go down nice and easy. Headrest is up. Pull that little switch right there. Headrest goes down, seat goes down. Quirk, roof speakers, because they have the premium audio system here. It's amazing, and I just love that there's those speakers on the roof to give you that extra enhanced sound quality. Big panoramic sunroof, HVAC controls back there. Let's take a look up front, and that's what we're looking at as far as what the rear passengers get to see. Opening up the front door, very cool yellow speaker. It is specifically called, let me grab my notes here, specifically, let's go back to it for a sec, the Aramid fiber speaker from Bowers and Wilkins. Very cool, very sharp, very nice. Big side bolsters, great thigh bolsters, and the extendable thigh support, because not all of us have the same size leg. Let's jump in, and here's my quirk. Not really a new quirk, a lot of you know this, but I'll show you anyway. It's a start, stop, twisty thing, as opposed to a key here or here, or a push button. Another cool, I'm gonna call it a perk. So I'm low on gas, and Volvo says low fuel, distance is 40 kilometers. So it knows through the GPS the closest gas station to me, and it's Petro-Canada, like 30 seconds down the road. Anyway, so you can accept it, and it'll automatically launch the navigation. Use these to control it. So I'm gonna cancel it, because I know where the Petro-Canada is. And then you want to get rid of that message again up top, hit the center button. and then you get a nice clean dashboard. Speaking of clean dashboards, one of my favorites in the industry is Volvo's, because so clean, so crisp, so clear, so easy to navigate. Very cool. Here's a quirky part. You want to reset your trip odometer right at the end of the turn signal stock. Put that in focus. There we go. All right, so you can see there's a ton of fingerprints. It's gross, and well, yeah, it's gross. Here's my biggest perk and quirk wrapped into one. Here's your little cloth to clean it. It's the same size as the screen. Awesome. And it's got instructions. Hold down the middle button for 2 seconds. Let's do that. 1, 2. It's off. Now you can see all my fingerprints, and so I do that on purpose just to show you how dirty it was. You take this, and this is kind of like a little infomercial. And in 2 easy steps, in 5 easy seconds, you have a clean infotainment screen. Well done, Volvo. And I'll put the press home button to turn screen on. Nice and easy. Here's an irk I have with the car. These are my favorites as far as my radio stations go. So I'm gonna go here, put the volume down, and I'm gonna scroll this way. So left means down, right means I'm gonna scroll down. I'm gonna show you both. 32, 39, 38, 34, 31. So it's 26, but it's not showing. 25 not showing. 18 not showing. Oh, I should turn the music down. 15 not showing. So it doesn't scroll along with when you control it to go down. So yes, I know it's 15, but I like to see what station I'm on. So just, it's a weird thing about me. I like to see it, but it doesn't go down as you scroll through. Kind of a big irk for me. A perk as far as the audio quality goes is that beautiful speaker right there. And again, it's part of the big premium audio system, and it minimizes the acoustic reflection from the windshield, which is why they have it pointing this way, so you get an enhanced audio experience. 15 speakers, 1100 watts, absolutely remarkably amazing. You get a couple of cup holders and phone holder, I guess. So driftwood, and it's real, it's textured, and it's textured. Really like that. Let me show you that again. Textured, very, very nice. I'm a big fan of that. I found myself a little distracted by looking at the screen to looking up here. I know it's like, let's say, my hand's width, but when your eyes shift down for half a second, because everything's on the screen, and the only hard touch buttons are your four-ways, windshield rear, and your volume, and your channels. Everything has to be here. And yes, I'm sure it'll be intuitive when you drive it for more than a week like I did, but just I found myself kind of looking down a little too much, so I just kind of put the volume off and just focused on the driving, just because it's, I don't know, it takes a little bit of getting used to as well. Another cool little quirk, a little patriotic flag right there on the seat. Very cool. Again, big panoramic sunroof lets tons of light into the cabin. Very bright, very roomy. IntelliSafe master control system right there. Here's a perk for me. Volvo gives you an oversized mirror, so let's get as much as we can in there. So you see the rear window, you see a bit of the top, the ceiling, and you see the sides, and you see a bit of the top of the rear seats. So safety wise, that is a smart move as far as I'm concerned, because you get a full view out of there and it's not compromised, and you don't have to measure or kind of adjust your rear view mirror down to the last millimeter to get the best possible view. Volvo takes care of that for you. Very nicely done, Volvo, and very safe. Big fan of that as well. I don't know if I mentioned before. I think I did. If I did mention it again, circle logo in a square-ish shaped box. I think that's cute. I think it's quirky. I really like it. A big fan of that. We went over the yellow speaker cones right there. It's a nice touch, and it's very aesthetic, and it's kind of nice to notice that Volvo has done a great job in the attention to detail. It's a very minimalistic cabin, just nice, smooth, single stitching. Don't really need double stitching, but it's just so well done. You get just that nice contrast between leather, the real driftwood, a little bit of chrome in there as well. Not overdone, very, very nicely done for me. Gear shifter, PRND, standard stuff. You shift it over to do your manual mode. You get your drive modes in there as well, and your parking brake and your automatic start-stop control. Anyway, not a big fan of blank panel switches, yet Volvo gave me one in their top trim, but they put a line on it so it doesn't seem like it's a blank switch. Well done, Volvo. Very quirky. Full marks to you there. Another little quirky part. the washer fluid is integrated into the wiper arms. Very cool, very nice Volvo. Fuel economy wise, I've done 440.1 kilometers and my fuel rating is 11.5. Volvo says it's supposed to be 9.4 combined, but that's under ideal circumstances. I've had magazine boxes in the car, I've had people in the car, I've done a lot of city driving. So again, 440 kilometers, pretty much drained the tank. There's 30 kilometers left. I'm sure I could have squeezed over 500 had I not had the extra weight and had I done a little more of highway and rural driving as opposed to city driving. But not too bad, again, considering what my driving style was for the week. So, you know, it's kind of a neutral point for me. It's not great, it's not awful, but, you know, good nonetheless. Here's a key fob. Little bit of a quirk is that your buttons to unlock, lock, and open the trunk are on the side. Get your panic button right there. I would have liked to have seen a bit of a red outline there, and I would have liked to have seen a logo on the back side of the fob as well, not just on the one side. One of my favorite parts is the keyless entry, because you just touch the handle like that and the mirror goes out and the door unlocks. But even better, there's no like physical button. Like, yes, there's an indent there and you push it and that's how the door is locked, but like there's no like little black button there. So to me, that's very elegant, very sharp. Let me get that fluff out of there. Anyways, really nice. And plus you can unlock and lock all the doors by all the doors, because all 4 doors have that. 2019 V60, let's do some numbers and let's go for a drive. It's 2 liter, it's a 4-cylinder, 316 horse, 295 pound-feet of torque, 8-speed automatic transmission. Yes, this is the higher spec engine as far as output goes compared to the Momentum. You really notice a difference here because you just have that extra, I believe it's mid-2s, so you have a ton of extra horsepower, and it's really crisp and it's very responsive and it's just very accurate. I really like the way that Volvo has spec'd this engine, and personally, if I were going to go for a V60, I would pick this engine just because I find it to be much more enjoyable to drive as opposed to the lower spec engine. As far as cabin goes, it is very comfortable in here. It is very serene. I love the minimalism of it. Again, not normally a fan of wood in cars, but it's driftwood, it's textured, and it's just enough to notice without it being completely overbearing. So well done to you there on Volvo's behalf as far as interior design goes. Steering wheel, very comfortable, very comfortable. What I don't like is that to put my heated steering wheel on, I've got to touch the heated seat button and then touch that. So again, more time for hands off the wheels, sorry. The slight combat to that is it's a 3-stage heated steering wheel, so it's not just a matter of blazing hot or not hot at all. So I like that, but again, the irk is I've got to do 1 touch, potentially 2, 3, 4 touches to get it to stage 1 of the 3-stage heated steering wheel. You have cooled seats as an option in here as well. As far as sound quality goes, on the inside, cabin is very quiet. If you don't like quiet, turn up this awesome sound system. Again, 15 speakers, 1100 watts, absolutely incredible. 3 different sound modes, and it is just remarkable. So that is a massive perk for me as far as the interior audio quality goes. I'm a big fan of the audio stuff as a musician, so Volvo to me has one of, if not the best audio system options in the luxury market. There you go. I said it, I'll own it. The seats are a little stiff, but they're very comfortable. I'm not sure how Volvo managed to do that, but here we are, and they've done it. So they're not quite as plush, and it's not one of those sink into or seats where your back and your butt sink into it. It is a little rigid, but again, at the same time, it is extremely comfortable, and you have different you get your lumbar support. You can position it all sorts of different ways. So good work on you, Volvo, for doing a great job of balancing the firmness as well as the comfort of a seat. Very happy that you've done that, because it makes road trips that much better. It makes sitting in traffic that much better, because you're stuck there, you can't really do anything. May as well be comfortable, and besides, it's where you spend all your time in the car moving in the driver's seat. So Volvo, great job on that. I think that'll wrap up the video. If there's any questions you have, please let me know. I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. If I don't have an answer for you right away, please be a touch patient and I will get the right answer for you. I think I've covered all the things I wanted to as far as Quirks, Perks, and Irks go. All right, thank you for watching. Feel free to subscribe to keep in touch and be notified by subscribing and hitting that little bell to know when the next review comes up. And all right, that's it for this video.